So it's time to take you back to a costume that I made while evacuated from a natural disaster. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armory. So, back in October of 2016, the southern half of Australia, particularly Victoria and New South Wales, were hit by an incredibly destructive storm. It levelled power infrastructure in one state, wrecked whole areas of both of them, and left a lot of people without power for over a week in some cases. Certainly where I was didn't have power until, I think, the Friday. So I ended up staying with a friend that week, and at the same time I had a convention at the end of that week to make stuff for. So here's the tale of that journey. So in the kind of weeks leading up to it, I had started on making a tech priest costume. Namely, I'd started on the axe head and on the servo arm. And indeed, I made the servo arm out of XPS foam, which, not the greatest choice, the stuff's fragile, but it was a servo arm and it looked pretty decent. I also did make an arc pistol, but I never ended up finishing the thing and wasn't happy with it, so it kind of was started and scrapped. But while in essentially exile from my own house due to the weather, I made up a whole torso set and a robe for the costume. I drafted the robe from scratch, just a reference image to guide me, of vaguely what a template for a monk-style robe would look like, and the pattern for, and I made use of a commercial pattern for the hood. The backpack itself had two mounting slots in it, one for a backpack servo light that was intended as a searchlight mount, much like the engine seers have, and another mount for the servo arm so that the servo arm could be removed. This will become a problem. As would an experiment I did with the backpack. Normally, I have my mounting block for the backpack set up so that the two teeth of the mounting block are on the back of the armour, and the three teeth for the actual backpack side that usually has its block mounted through the backpack are on the backpack side so that it grabs around, and I also have a cover over the top so as to stop it from causing issues when it slides down, or more so it can't slide down. Problem was that along the lines I made the silly mistake of flipping which orientation I had for the backpack mounting, and I don't think I put a proper cover over the top of it. So even when the backpack mounting was hard taped on and hard glued and even glued on to the backplate side of the mount, it did not stay on. I got all of 5 steps off a train at a station where I was going to be changing trains to the con, and the backpack fell off. This was ill omen. And indeed, I don't have many photos of that costume, and certainly none with the full axe in it. Not that I had much of the full axe at the time. And so the robe, the axe head, and a few other bits ended up languishing. They ended up staying in storage for years, as life was completely unstable for many of those years, until 2023, when I decided, you know what, let's finish this thing, or at least make it close to finished. And so I pulled out the axe head, I trimmed down the teeth on the axe head so as to actually have the teeth from it. Basically, the teeth on the axe head were done using the interlocking edges from interlocking foam tiles. I ended up trimming down the edges so that it was square, and then constructed a whole structure down the pole and redid the whole pole setup for it, and made both. I did make its back spike as a removable kunai, and I would later come in and make a top spike for a different prop that is still a tech priest weapon, but not belonging to Puritans. That will be talked about in future. But yeah, my omnissiah axe is now a recognisable omnissiah axe. I still need to touch up the paint job and get the lines on it straight. But yeah, that's the story of behind my tech priest cosplay that has been outlasted by one of its props. That being said, I still have the robe, and I've even updated it a bit since. And now I'm up to actively considering which armour set I'm going to go with for it. I am partly tempted to go with Explorator, because I like the look of that model, and parts of that armour will be really simple to do. But there are others. The Mechanicus game, for instance, provides a lot of really cool designs. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has kind of been a look at one of my past builds and some of the stuff that worked and didn't work. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and for the omnissiah.